You may think, based on the title, that I hate nerds and their hobbies. Actually, if you saw the rest of my videos, you would know that isn't the case, but I digress. Stay with me on this because I do have a point I want to make. Once upon a time, decades ago, nerd hobbies were niche. They were enjoyed by only a small portion of the population. Games, anime, superheroes, Star Trek, Star Wars, Magic the Gathering, and so on and so forth. The people who enjoyed these things were often shunned and maligned as the antisocial outcasts of society. In reality, the 90s and the early to mid 2000s were the golden age of nerd hobbies. Then something began to happen. All of those things that used to be considered niche and only for losers began to take off. Marvel Comics were turned into highly successful superhero films. This success attracted the attention of unwelcomed people who have wormed their way into the industry and ruined it from the inside. We have bullshit now like I Am Not Starfire from DC Comics and The New Warriors from Marvel with such notable characters as Snowflake and Safe Space. We have a black Batwoman whose most significant quality, seemingly, is the fact that she's a lesbian. And on it goes. Games went from being made by gamers with a passion for the craft, for gamers, to being controlled by men in suits. Gaming became not about fun, but about the almighty dollar. In an effort to make as much money as possible, the big developers cater only to their shareholders. Instead of creating fun and innovative experiences for gamers, the thinking is, how can we maximize profits? They don't innovate. They don't think outside the box. They stick with safe formulas, a la Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Call of Duty, FIFA, Madden, and other tired franchises. They stuff the games full of loot boxes, DLCs, and predatory microtransactions. Star Wars has been thoroughly ruined by Kathleen Kennedy and her crew. The new films have systematically brought back and killed a number of toxic male characters and put in their place empowered female characters who didn't have to put in any work for what they got. All to smash the patriarchy, because as she and her friends have said, the Force is female. Kennedy's films have been so poorly received that if rumors are true, Disney is gearing up to completely decanonize the new trilogy. Star Trek has also been co-opted by people who hate both Star Trek and its fans. Star Trek Discovery focuses entirely on an empowered black woman who is apparently Spock's sister, someone he somehow neglected to mention even once. She is always right. Everyone else is always wrong because black woman's strong and independent. The characters are wooden and boring. The writing is trash tier. Star Trek Picard is a similar catastrophe. Magic the Gathering used to be really good, but now it is filled with identity politics. The people creating the game are completely woke. So much so that they have removed certain cards for supposedly being racist. Wizards of the Coast now employs sensitivity readers to make sure that new editions of their D&D books don't accidentally offend a member of some special group. In the world of anime, we have frequent censorship and changing of lines to be more politically correct. Instead of the localizers doing their damn jobs and faithfully translating the product unaltered into English, we often get versions that are changed so as not to offend Western Puritans or to push an agenda, like that line in Prison School bashing Gamergate, a thing that Japan would have no knowledge of. I think you get the picture by now. When niche hobbies go mainstream, they become profit-focused, and they are often infiltrated by people whose only concern is pushing their identity politics. The consumer falls by the wayside. If we are ever going to return to the time when nerd hobbies are made by nerds, for nerds, everything needs to come crashing down. Even franchises that have been around for multiple decades, like Batman and Superman, need to die. Nerd hobbies are not for the mainstream. They never were, and they never will be either. They are currently full of fake fans who waltz in simply because they are popular, and then demand that things which have been the way they are for decades be changed, simply because they are offended. Nerds will create new franchises. They will rebuild from the ashes. The old franchises are dying. We need new things. Hopefully, as the pandemic drags on and big corporations continue to lose money because no one wants their safe, generic, woke garbage, that time will be coming sooner rather than later. That's everything. Thanks for watching.